What's going on? What's going on? This is Ugo, PA licensed real estate agent, here with another client of mine who made it through the crazy process and also awesome process that is NACA. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I am Naheeda Flamer, and I'm from Philadelphia.
Yeah, we got keys today.
Yes, where are my keys?
Where the keys at? There you go. So you guys know how we do it, and the whole purpose of this is just to, NACA paints the process as super easy, but then when you Google NACA, tons of horrible reviews that say don't do it, and I do these testimonials of people that have actually been through it, just to give you like the actual truth. It's not as easy as they make it seem. It's also not as disgusting horrible as the comments make it seem. So let's just get into it. So, Ms. Naheeda, first question: how did you find out about NACA?
Through a number of human sources. One being Measuron.
Measuron James.
Yes. Shonda Robinson.
Oh my God, Shonda.
Watch our videos because they will get you through.
Yes.
Two coworkers. And that's about it.
Nice. This is warming my heart because Mezzy, fantastic, and Shonda, fantastic. Go watch their videos.
And Naima.
Gang. Oh man, Three Musketeers.
Yeah.
All fantastic people came in through the NACA program, did their thing in crazy interest rates. They crushed it. Very proud of those ladies. Okay, cool. So you heard about the NACA program through surprisingly 3 past clients of mine, showing you how small the world is.
Yeah.
And then you went for it. So what was it like? Your first workshop, going through the whole intake session, preparing for the intake session, and then getting qualified, because that's really where people just drop like flies with the NACA program. So how did you make it through that process where almost 50% of everyone that starts it don't make it through?
So what I did was I heard about NACA June of 2019. I went to a workshop. It was a very, very big workshop at a church on 16th and Diamond. The name of the church is escaping me.
What is it?
So what happened is I could have qualified right then and there. They had like a number you text if you're ready. It's called Ready Now. So I was ready now, and I felt I was ready now. But I felt like that just because I was hyped. But then I went home and I took a step back. I'm like, are you really ready now? That year, which was last year, I went on like 3 skate trips, which would have cost a lot of finances. And while you're in the NACA program, what they did, Mr. Matthew, I'm not sure his last name, he got up and he did a great job of talking about Griffin.
Yeah.
He did a great job of talking about just basically what it takes to get through the NACA process, having your money together, not overspending, what your mortgage counselor is going to look at, what it would take just to get to, like you said, that qualifying part. Yep. So I knew within myself that I was spending money. Like, I like to spend money. I was making it and I was spending it. I wasn't really at that point to talk about a budget. I hate the budget word. I'm sorry. I'm the type of person, if I want something, I'm buying it. And then if I want it again, I'm going to work overtime to get it. So I really wasn't, for lack of better words, trying to do no budget. So I finally buckled down. I'm going to say I started with getting my student loan straight, doing, base repayment, getting that straight. I knew I was going on them trips. I took all them trips, and then like February of that, from that February on top of going on all them trips, I just started putting a bunch of money in the bank, Then how I got to the point of actually going through NACA, because I was kind of trailing and not really serious about it.
Everybody does that.
Yes. In February of this year, I had an incident at my apartment that called me I already had Ugo phone number from, like I said, the past clients who work with him. So I had an incident at my apartment. I called Ugo the next day. I said, listen, what do we have to do to get started? I have to get started. And I said, I don't technically want to go through the NACA program because like Ugo said, I went and listened to all those bad reviews. So it kind of turned me off a little. I didn't really know about it on my own. So I kind of was trying to tell Ugo, I said, I don't want to go through NACA. I just want to get it over and done with. I'm ready to get out this place. Ugo said, no, you're going through NACA and you will understand why. So right then and there, I'm going to tell the truth. I was hanging up the phone I better find me another realtor. So I'm like, listen, all right, Ugo, why you want me to go through NACA? So he told me all the great opportunities, no PMI, no closing calls, don't have to bring too much to the table if in fact you have to. So I just said, all right, let me stick it out and try. So that I'm gonna say towards the middle of February, I called NACA. They scheduled me to come to meet with my mortgage counselor, which is Mr. Robert. And right then and there, when I met with Mr. Robert, I was ready. Like when I say I was ready, I knew I was ready because I had already done everything I needed to do to sit in his seat and hear him say whatever it was he needed, I would just give it right to him. By the time Mr. Robert got done downloading and scanning all my documents, he just laughed. He was like, "You pre-qualified." I was like saying to myself, like, not in a cocky way, like I just ought to be. I did everything I needed to get to that point. Mm-hmm. So I was pre-qualified, and I was to go to the home purchase workshop the next day.
Gang. Cool. So that's a. And I think it's interesting that I did the reassessment. I was like, yo, I'm out here just balling. Let me just enjoy life. I'm gonna come back to NACA when I'm done these trips. Yeah, so that's dope. You know what I mean? So I respect that because I did the same thing. I took. It wasn't even because I was balling. It was just like I had an ego. I was just like, yo, what y'all asking for, you don't need in order to get a mortgage. I remember they asked me for my voter registration. I was like, what the fuck does that got to do with buying a house? Nothing. It has nothing to do with who I vote for. Is not. So I dropped out and then came back to it. So I think it's interesting that you did the same thing.
Yeah.
So you got qualified. What was that process? And you already said that you knew me through the past of her clients that had worked with me. What was that process of house hunting and going under contract? Because that took a you always lose a couple of houses before you get the right one. So what was that process like when you first started, then getting all the way to actually getting under contract? That house hunting journey. What was that process like?
You remember we was turning the keys to houses and we was like, "Ups, we gotta go." They was under contract in less than seconds. We was turning keys to houses and we had to leave back out. I mean, they are snatching the houses off the market. I did eventually see a house I like. I don't want to disclose the address. Shout out to that NACA member that got that house. That's all I say, because it was a NACA member.
They went over asking.
Oh, okay.
Way over.
Huh?
They went way over asking.
Asking?
Yeah, they went over the price that it was listed.
Oh, okay. Well, shout out to them. Anyway, I was dead set on getting this one particular house.
Southwest.
And it didn't go through. We got beat out of the offer. I was literally, when I say literally, depressed for almost 3 weeks. I did not look at another house. I was texting Ugo like, all right, we're going to look at some houses. But Ugo knew I wasn't feeling it.
It's a vibe. I mean, she gives a good positive energy. So when you meet with her to look at houses, smiley face, energy, and you feel it. Yeah. So when I didn't feel that, I was like, what's wrong?
Yeah, so I was like, I can't just go look at a house to be looking because I'm serious about what I wanted to do. I was serious about just finding a house. So after I got over my pity party of losing out on that offer, and my aunt, she over there, we ain't gonna turn the camera to her, but she had a long talk with me. It was actually a house on my aunt block. I was like, well, I'll just get that house. And my aunt was like, no, you're not settling. If, in fact, you just want to live up the street from me, that's it. But she said, no, you're not settling. You're going to keep on looking, and you're going to find a house that's nice for you. She said, the house up the street isn't that bad, because I sent her a few pictures. She said, but you don't want to settle. This is a home. You got to consider being in it for quite some time. No, you don't want to settle. I called my sister Netta. She knew I was on my pity party. She over there, too. But she knew I was on my lump on the log, and she kind of encouraged me, no, we got to keep it moving. There's plenty of houses out there. God got the house for you. So when y'all go in it, you're going to know it's for you. Da-da-da. So what we do, I think before looking at the house I finally got, we looked at it was houses just kept passing my eye. They wasn't really technically a house that I would have a whole lot of interest in. They just kept coming past my house. I'm like, well, I don't know, Lord, what you telling me? You want me to look at these houses and maybe fix them up or what? And there was one house, I don't know.
The north one?
No, the north one was actually a nice house, but
minus the mold in the
basement. Yeah, they was
basement.
rushing it. It was a really nice 3-bedroom, 2 baths. It was in a nice area. It was in up and coming Temple. but you could tell it was, that properties are getting fixed during the COVID pandemic and people are trying to sell homes. So you can tell they kind of was rushing and didn't properly seal something, and it started creating mold in the basement.
Wow.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. That house had potential, but who got time for that when they trying to get a home? So I didn't really, we wanted to go see that home. Then right after, I was like, it's a home on South 56th Street. Keep seeing my eye. The pictures was just doing it. So I went home again, discouraged and depressed. 3 o'clock in the morning, God just said, turn on the Redfin app. I opened the Redfin app and I seen the house that I'm that I just bought now. And I said, Ugo, how soon? And I don't like the text Ugo because he likes emails. So I emailed him like 3 o'clock in the morning and he emailed me right there. I'm like, why isn't he asleep? But he emailed me right back and was like, we can go see it. Just tell me the time. I'm like, huh? So he said, and Ugo likes you to schedule more than a few houses. So I had scheduled that and like 2 in like the West Philly area. And when we want to go see the house that I'm in now, after we went to go see it, Ugo was like, both of our showings just got canceled. I was like, oh, you know what that means? This is my house.
Wait, nah, they didn't both get canceled. One went under contract, and the other one we were supposed to see, and you was like, no, just write the offer.
Yeah.
Just write the offer on this one. I don't really want to go see that other one. Just write the offer on this one.
Yeah, it was just because you told me we got to see more than one house a day. So, and then Ugo, I felt it in my spirit that it was my house because Ugo said, can you not kill the bird nest? And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, that made my spirit feel happy. And I was really happy to find a house. That was pretty much to my liking. I was really on the search for a two-bathroom home because I come from a 2-bathroom apartment. But you'll learn on this journey. You might not always get exactly what you want. You'll have to modify it and do it once you get your house. So you will learn that because I was dead set on setting my searches on a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, or had to have this, it couldn't have that. No. All that goes out the window when you see how them houses is flying off the market right now like hotcakes. So all that what you thought you was going to go into the home and get, you don't get it. You have to create those other opportunities once you get the home.
Nice. Well put. So boom, we under contract. First off, big ups to you because what I love was the progression of your understanding of the market, right? I think that was something that I just want to acknowledge because what the understanding of the market before you got into it, and then the understanding of the market, and just like the offers that we were putting in and my suggestions on the offers we were putting in, really drastically improved. And I think that was what led to us knocking this one out the park. And beating out. I don't know if you remember me telling you, but there were 7 other offers on this property that we actually ended up beating out.
I thought you said 21, but you probably got the
21 was for the
night before.
No. Remember the house that made you depressed?
Oh, okay.
That one had 21. Yeah,
okay.
That one had 21.
Yeah, so 7 other offers. Okay.
This one was one at 7.
Oh, okay.
So we did really well, but they only had it up for the day we went to go see it was like what?
3 hours.
Yeah, it was like the first day it was on the market. And then I think by Saturday or something like that, they had 7 other offers, including the one that we had put in between. So I think that, I just want to acknowledge your understanding of the market and what offers need to be, what type of offers sellers are wanting, because I think the offer you put in was phenomenal, and that's what led to us locking it up. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
So now the fun part, we're under contract. And we got to get the settlement.
The fun part. You want me to ring it?
What was that process like to get to the table that we're at now with all the parties that were involved?
Lord have mercy.
Including your lawyer. What was that process? What was that process like? Because it was quite a process. And again, we have to acknowledge the fact that COVID had took place. So a lot of people were just not where they should be, or moving at the pace that they should be.
Well, I'll speak on this. Yeah. For me, what I will say, I will give NACA kudos. I'll give them like 10% kudos to have still moved my process along up until the point where I'm about to get to, given that we are in COVID. But there's 10 steps for people who need to know. There's 10 steps to the NACA process. I was stuck on, I think, the inspection part. I want to say that's step 7. I was stuck on step 7, trying to move to step 8 for over 3 weeks because the underwriter, and you will experience this, the underwriter kept asking for the same form. Yes, I will say when I watched previous NACA videos, they did inform me from reviewing the NACA videos that the underwriter would ask for the same forms. And that just was like frustrating. She kept asking me, can I get my landlord to say I'm paying him cash? And I'm like, me and my landlord switched over to the bank opportunity so it can show a credit history of me consistently paying him month after month. And that still wasn't good enough for NACA. So it was just like getting a little frustrating because I'm like, now I see what I'm experiencing watching those videos, what they were talking about. And they were also asking for, no, that was just about it. Then the next thing was once you get past credit access, it goes to bank. But while we in the middle of bank, y'all know I had to get the home inspection and all that. There's something called the hand department. Ooh. The hand department has to clear, give NACA the okay to clear the home so that the bank can know that they're financing something that's worthy, blah, blah, blah. However, hand found all these crazy things wrong with the home, so the seller had to fix the repairs. We get another inspection, and then they're trying to say that they didn't understand the write-up. From what I'm understanding, they didn't understand the write-up from the inspector, and it was like, oh, we got to go out again, and we're not satisfied with these requirements. So the inspector had to inform them, no, guys, that's not what I said. This is what's going on. They were sufficient, and I might have not written that correctly or clearly enough. Let me rewrite it so that we can move things along. So we get to bank application. Bank application was fine. I got the initial closing disclosure, and I noticed that the numbers wasn't sitting right. They didn't 100% finance me. So I ran it by Ugo, and Ugo spent for a better half of about almost a month trying to get an update on why wasn't I 100% financed. We just found out like less than days ago why, and it shouldn't have taken that long. We were supposed to go to settlement on August 18th. Like I said, we're not going to neglect that the seller had some things to do on his end.
Yes.
Some obligations he had to fix. So bam, we ready to go to settlement. Here comes the Philly First Green. Her name say Naheeda Salima Flamer on this form, but we needed to say this on this. So that held us up for a better part of like another week and a half. Then she told us we couldn't close on 11, which I'm not going to lie, I ain't superstitious, but I didn't really want to close on 11. And come to find out, she sends us the paperwork like 4 days before the 11th.
That didn't make sense. We could have closed.
We could have closed on the 11th. Next thing you know, we get that squared away with. And then here come NACA. They don't have a reason in the world to not have my clear to close or my final closing disclosure, my numbers, anything like that. So Ugo has been trying to get, I don't know what was the disconnect, because I will say on this camera, my mortgage counselor started off being thebomb.com. I think because of COVID, we don't know what's going on in his personal life, nor will I be asking him that. But I think something must have happened because he really changed, like a lot. And he was not cooperative with Ugo to give Ugo any clear answers. And it kind of stalled us in the process because Ugo was doing his part, I was doing my part, my file was on all. Oh, and throughout this process, please make sure your file is updated because you can slow yourself down as well. So my file was updated. Ugo did all his part. The seller side did all their part. He done cleared up all his things he needed to. So now we just waiting on an answer from NACA to tell us when can we close and give us the final closing number. Well, I don't know what was happening. Mr. Robert, I didn't hear from him. I still haven't heard from him. Thought I'll see him today, but I don't know. Like I said, I'll pray for him because something could have happened. Day before, was that yesterday?
I saw him yesterday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's upset, I guess. But yesterday I called here. I don't know if you and I both called here, but I called here and I said, listen here, it's not fair to me. It's not fair to the seller. I'm living in some strange conditions in my current place of residence. I done gave my notice. Y'all got to tell me why we not closing. I reached out to the settlement agent. I said, can we close tomorrow? And if so, Why, if not, why? Also, is there anything else I need to do to make this closing happen? He said, I will be in contact with you later today. And he got in contact with me later that day. And now we are here.
So that was a very nice and pleasant version of it, but it was a lot of people that
Wait. Hold on. It's a pleasant version because I didn't get to the part of how they mistreat you. But yet, you love your clients enough to put us through this program, this NACA program.
Yeah,
No, yay.
The program is phenomenal. Yeah. People aren't always as committed to making the program what it is, but the program in itself is phenomenal. That's the worst part, because her situation would have been totally different with a different mortgage
traditional lender. Oh, a different mortgage counselor?
She's still stuck on the traditional.
I am, because I'm telling you.
No, I mean, there's no doubt about that. I mean, for a quicker, more professional experience, conventional. I mean, more traditional, conventional products, no doubt. Go to a Wells Fargo, even a Bank of America that's not NACA related. Mm-hmm. Boom, you're flying through it. But what happens when you do that is you leave money on the table at settlement, and then you lose the money every month because you're paying a significantly higher monthly payment.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's the worst part for me, because I've been so tainted by NACA. I can't look at the numbers of a person that buys from a normal mortgage and be at peace, because I'm like, yo, you paying $8,000 more than Miss Naheeda paid for the same price house, and your monthly payment is $300 more.
Yeah.
It's like, how can I, how I mean, now it's different if I introduce you to NACA and you're like, you know what, I totally understand what you're saying.
But let's
I'm gonna still bust this right. All right, cool. I'm in the passenger seat. Let's bust this right together. I'm with you, but I just always lead with NACA, and I'm glad that you stuck it through, because on numerous occasions, and I totally understood it. On numerous occasions, it got real funky, right? Because morale was low, and I think what makes it even worse, and I want to commend you on more of like a spiritual and emotional level, like with everything that was going on in 2020, right? With all the negative things, all the deaths, all the riots, all the just injustice, all the corona, all the quarantine, all the masks, like all of this stuff that we've never experienced before. And then to throw NACA on top of it, to throw you still have to work, throw you starting school.
Did I tell them about the fleas on my block?
No, you need to throw the fleas on the block, and then the raccoon in your ceiling.
Oh my God!
Or whatever that was. I mean, there was so much that
trials
was going.
Tried to come my way.
There was so much that was going through that you overcame. I just wanted to stop and really just acknowledge, because we would have some conversations where you were just like, "Listen, man, F this program, man. I'm sick of it. I mean, they're doing me dirty. It's taking too long."
No, they doing you dirty. They wasn't really doing me dirty.
Listen, NACA can never penetrate the spirit. You know what I mean?
I know that's right.
I'm gonna be here. They're gonna do that. They can say whatever they want to say, but none, as long as my clients are happy.
Thank you.
And look at that smile. I mean, as long as my clients are happy, bruh, my spirit is.
Well, I thank God for you, because it takes a good person like Ugo for you to want to continue on with the NACA program. You have to have a good person like Ugo. He represents this company well. For him not to even be affiliated with NACA, he is just a licensed real estate agent who's contracted to work with NACA, and he represents them so well, as if he was like part owner. And I commend you, and I thank you, because he really want to see to it that his clients get the best mortgage at the best price, and walk away with something. I was able to walk away with a little bit of my money back. I still want more.
Always, right? I mean, always. I get it.
But I was able to walk away with some of my money that I put down for earnest deposit.
Could have been more, but
it could have been more. But you know what? That's okay.
It is what it is. We're gonna get it back another way. Yeah. And then great interest rate. You know what I mean?
1.5%.
Let's go on a 30-year fix.
$750 mortgage. I don't know the exact price. I think it's like $740 something, but we just gonna say $750
on a 3-bedroom. On a 3-bedroom. You can't. Yeah. I don't even know. You would. Gosh.
You can't even rent a 3-bedroom for $7. No, you cannot.
And that's why I do it. Look at that. Well,
you'll get a dirty stove like that if you.
Oh yeah.
You'll get a dirty stove like that.
The seller was not the most cleanliest person when we did the final walkthrough.
Yes.
And that's why I owe her a check for a cleaning company because
they on their way as we leave here. My cleaning
they still
crew.
Cleaning out. Before
He's still cleaning
before
out.
her cleaning company can go in, was Seller still cleaning stuff out? How you still cleaning stuff out?
And you talking about, he talking about I
like,
was stressing him out and blah, blah, blah. But you wasn't even clean.
Yeah.
But listen, I'm telling you, I love my place. It's me. I got my name written all over it.
Yes.
I got my sister Netta. Come on around here, Netta, so they can see you. Or she's shy. I got her own side of the deck.
Nice.
And she has already been on my side.
There you go.
She ain't even go on her side. Shout out to the seller. He is giving us a really nice grill, bar stool, tables, a nice picture. Yeah. So a nice refrigerator. Well, that's the appliances come with it. Yeah. But and she and my sister got her own side, so I'm just excited about that.
Let's go. Can't wait for the house room.
Yes, that's gonna be next month.
I'll be there.
Yes.
So what advice would you give to either your past self or to anyone that's watching this video thinking about NACA? What advice would you give to them with all of the knowledge and wisdom and experience that you now have gained? What would you say? What would you tell to them?
Just stay on top of your file.
Yes.
Upload your stuff right away. Like I said, initially I started NACA in June of 2019. I was supposed to upload files then, but you really don't have to start uploading things until you actually meet with your mortgage counselor. From that day all the way up to settlement, you are to ensure that your file is updated with your credit card payments, your bank statements, any in between things like a letter of explanation. Oh yeah, shout out to my sister Netta. I did not have to write a letter of explanation because she was financing me this whole time. I could not afford to write you have to write a letter of explanation for everything. So just try to watch your spending.
Yes.
They will track you and ask you, so you spent $350 at Marshall's, please write that down while you doing that. So my sister Netta has been financing me. I'm quite sure I got to cut her that check they going to cut me. But my sister has been financing me, so I do not have to write another. I was determined not to write another letter. So stay on top of your file. That's the most important thing. Now, like I said, Mr. Robert, my mortgage counselor, he was awesome. Something could have happened in his personal life that caused him to kind of dwindle down, or he could have just got overwhelmed. So I'm not going to be all negative about it because life happens. Yeah.
We understand,
so just stay on top of your mortgage counselor as well. Do some check-ins. Yep. Every time I call Mr. Robert, he called me back. Every time I email, he emailed me back. So towards the end, for it to got kind of funky like that, something had to happen. Also, it's great to have a really, really, really good realtor. Give yourself a clap.
Oh, yeah.
That makes a difference in succeeding with this NACA program. I watched all of my homegirl videos, and I would encourage you guys to do that. Shonda Robinson, her videos were very, very encouraging. So, yeah, just stick it out. Yeah, just stick it out. Yeah, so. Okay.
Good advice. Great advice. I love. I think it's important that you stay on top of your file. A lot of people, for whatever reason, go under contract and then stop uploading stuff. And then your bank app was so seamless because your file was always up to date, right? So your bank process was so seamless because it was always up to date. So I want to commend you on staying on top of that, and then also you did a really good job of always reaching out to people when you didn't understand something, and I think that was a fantastic thing because you got to understand what's going on. You always want to be kept in the loop, and I think you did a really good job of whatever it is that you didn't understand or whatever someone sent to you that was confusing. You would always hit me up and say, Ugo, this person just sent me that, explain it, and we would get on the phone, and unfortunately I wasn't always able to meet with you in person, but we would get on the phone and we would talk about it and we would go over stuff. Even if I sent you a video and you're like, yo, you just sent me a video, I watched it, I don't know what you were talking about, and we would go over it again. So I really commend you on that because a lot of times most people, they just go with the flow. Okay. And you know me, I always say, if I get hit with a bus, I always want to make sure that if someone steps in and they're not doing right by you, you have the knowledge to be like, well, nah, this based on what I've learned from Ugo, this ain't adding up.
This ain't adding up.
So I love that about you because I know for a fact if you was to run through this joint again with another realtor, you'd be able to like, nah. This is how you do it this way. And I love that. And that's one of the things that makes me super proud to be a realtor, because I know you came into it with a certain level of education, and then you left with a much higher level of education. So for me, that was very much so a blessing to watch that growth. So I just want to commend you on that one.
Thank you. Also, be mindful. This will also help you get through the process. Everything isn't sent to Ugo, so when you receive an email, be sure to forward that email to Ugo. Yes. That's very important. Or your realtor. I'm sorry, I can't assume you're going to go with Ugo. But just be sure to make sure your realtor is in the loop. Although they have, limited access to our web file?
No access to your web file. No
Look
access
at my face.
No access to your web file unless.
Oh yeah, so
no access to your web file.
Unless, like you said, we in person looking at it together or something. But because of the pandemic, you couldn't always, do that. But you just kind of stay on top of things. Like Ugo said, it's a program that works. It just seemed like sometimes I personally think it takes the right kind of person to get through NACA. Like, absolutely. I don't want to be holier than thou or religious. I think you definitely need to have God in your life. You definitely need to, because I will admit on this camera and in life, I do not have patience. But working with Ugo has helped me. Ugo handled things so well. He's always, without a shadow of doubt, even when he was kind of cursing me out, low-key cursing me out to get me on my path to get right.
It was one day. It was one day where she was just like so.
I can't do the internet. I don't know.
Frazzled, and I'm like, and I'm thinking the rest of the transaction, like, man, I can't give up on her here. Because the rest of the transaction will be struggling because all we do is the internet.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I was like, I had to be very
stern.
Very stern. You know what I mean? And it hurt a little bit, but I had to just like.
And I knew it hurt him to do that because I'm telling you, he is by far the nicest person you will meet, and very professional, very easy to work with, very knowledgeable, too patient. I won't even spend all the video on what he tolerates, but I'm learning from him because he's reminding me of Job in the Bible. I'm telling you.
Oh wow.
Too patient, but Ugo, I really truly thank you. Because of you, I went through NACA. Because of you, I tolerated this program because I'm not trying to say I'm cocky. Yes, I would have put more money out, but I would have been in a home. I have excellent credit, and I have money in the bank. Yep. So, because of you, I went through the NACA program. It's a great program, and Ugo helped me to see that it's a great program because I was like stuck in my ways, like, it's going to take too long. Let's just get a regular mortgage.
We'll be done.
Yeah, I'll put the money down. He said, nah. He said, I can't do that. And when he said I can't do that, I really was, it was more enjoyable to work with him because that integrity piece right there is what honed me in. And I will refer Ugo to anybody. My sister's going to be next. My brother's going to be next. All my family's going to go through NACA and tolerate everything because now they have somebody that can help them. Oh, also what helps you get through this process is past NACA members. Like I said, I had 4 people to talk to me and help me, and that gets through the process as well. But if you go through the NACA process, just be prepared for hurdles, trials. Even with the regular searching for a home, it was frustrating when offers got denied. I mean, we was, like I said, turning the key, and the home that's for you will be for you. So now I have my key.
Gang.
I'm going to go clean that stove.
Gang. That stove was crazy. The seller did you dirty.
I'm going to go clean that stove.
I owe her a check. It was pretty bad. I owe her a check. You want to put Mom on the camera?
Yes. My mother, who's no longer with us, she's here. If you can see, she's pointing her finger saying, you did it. Yes.
There we go. Yes. Awesome. So, that is that. You know what I mean? So, that's it. We have another happy NACA client. Again, the journey is not for the faint of heart. You know what I mean? There are definitely more easier ways to go through this home buying process. But I think if we're talking about benefit-wise, I think NACA has everybody beat. I hope they get better, you know what I mean? And they have been making progress, you know what I mean? But, still some things to work on, and I'm going to be here supporting them along with all of my clients that want to go through the process.
So. Oh, God was first and foremost. My aunt over there saying, "Don't leave God out." She ain't look. She took a phone call in the hall. She missed it.
You missed it.
God got his whole shot. I said, "You cannot do this program without God." I said, "I'm not trying to sound holier than thou, but you have to have God in order to do this program because it can get tough. It's a good program, but it can get very tough." Oh, I want to also encourage you, if you do, look at positive videos, because when I start looking at, I'll tell you the truth, when I started looking at those negative videos became my story. And it didn't have to become my story because I didn't have to accept that in my spirit, because it was like, what if I get evicted, and what if I get this, and what if I get that? And no, look at them positive. It's like I said, it's all positive videos. All it's just NACA journey. Like I said, Ugo has a number of testimony videos. He has a lot to upload, and please upload this soon. But yeah, just look at the positive videos and have a good support. I have a very, very good support team. Like I said, my sister and my aunt and my co-workers and my friends, people who went through the home buying journey, just having a good support team, you will get through the journey.
Oh, and don't forget, sometimes your realtor needs support. So I gotta acknowledge her. She was there for me when I needed to support, because I had some I had my own personal things I was going through, and she was there to answer the phone call and, you know, check up on me the next day. That's so right. I mean, you know, it's not, you know, it's not one-sided. It's not one-sided, man. It's always a people thing. That's what I love about real estate. So, I mean, I had my moments where I was like low emotionally and spiritually, and she was the client that pulled me through on that particular day and got me out of the bed the next morning. Right. You know what I mean? So it's not always that it's a two-way street. You know what I mean? Right. You never know. So absolutely, you know. Yeah. What can we say? Cool. All right, so that is that. She got a house to get to. I got to check the right to her for some funky ovens, and we're just gonna call it a day. So it was tremendously great to work with you. Yeah. Got us. You don't got no choice. I know all your people. We don't got no choice. You can't hire if you wanted to. But nah, you did a fantastic job. I think you picked a good house. I love your neighborhood. Yes. I love your neighborhood. Yes. So, and I don't know if you remember, that was the neighborhood you wanted to be in to begin with. Yeah. We started in that area, then we started venturing out of it because we couldn't find anything, and lo and behold, we got right back into it. So it's all time and it was beautiful. Because remember, she said Temple, so think about where we were at. Southwest, all the way up to Temple, and right back. It was beautiful. Couldn't have happened at a better time. Yes. So, thank you, Lord. And we out. All right. Oh no, we got a battery.